November's gonna be great.
What?
So November's gonna be great.
Yeah. I'm looking at my my semester shit. Hello.
I don't think November will be that great.
Yeah,
Because you
it
guys
will
are leaving
be.
me alone for an extended period of time.
It'll be
No,
fine,
just
Kitty.
one day. Just one day.
Man, I'm
Well,
so
welcome to the
happy
Black
about
and
my
Yellow
hair
Taco
right now.
Gamers podcast. In November, it will be the Black podcast because I will be by myself. We're making an announcement here right
With
now.
no yellows.
No yellows involved, just me, the black. Unless I get a yellow background going, that'll probably work out. But
So just get a Super Saiyan hair wig.
why would I do that when I can go like blue or red?
Because it won't be yellow.
That's fine. Black
But
and
you
Blue
want-
podcast. Hey, it's like I got knocked out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. I am Kenny, Blackatron, Blazer Kenny, that dude, and next to me is Mr. Sock, Loheezy for Sheezy, and below me is Commander Cluck Cluck. You already know, Marky Mark, the underwear model, and also a rapper.
What?
If that's what you're into, man.
But also a rapper.
Sure.
And next to him is Rakutsu, Nick,
Hello.
Nickelodeon, Nicky Nick, in the nick of time.
Cheers.
He's drinking. He's taking a nick of that. Is that Nick? Is that what they say? No. What is that? Nip.
Nip.
There you go.
Nip.
It's the same. Alright, so we're here to talk to you about something that was extremely underwhelming.
Yeah, very, very underwhelming.
Extremely underwhelming. Especially when...
Unless you're a Monster Hunter fan.
I'm sorry?
Unless you're a Monster Hunter fan.
But who's really a Monster Hunter fan nowadays? Just kidding. I know there's a big audience for it. I think Monster Hunter, that game itself, Monster Hunter World,
Yeah.
I think I might play it now.
Getting it on PC?
Maybe. I have a PS4. I should probably utilize it.
I do too, but I'm probably not going to end up getting on PS4. Like, I've been telling people I'm probably going to double dip. But let's face it, the only other person I'm going to play it with on PS4 is Nelson.
Yeah, but in Nelson.
And he's also going to buy it on PC. So why not just wait?
Why the point? Yeah.
Can't they just combine it like normal people?
Is
So-
Because they're
PC,
so stupid.
is PC slated to have the same date as PS4?
No, it'll be after the console release. Which, by the way, console release is January 26th. Yes, for those of you who have been up to date with that.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's
I'm
very
not
early.
really- I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what news out of that game has, like, impressed you the most since you've played so many of them?
I think it's mostly just a lot of the quality of life things. Like, you would normally eat food for buffs before you go on the quest, but you can actually eat for buffs at the starting camp when you're on the map for the quest already.
Oh,
That's interesting.
that's great.
Yeah, and just a lot of smaller things that make playing the game a lot easier. It the way they're making it, it's very, very beginner friendly if you look at it that way. So, like, if it's your
Easy
first Monster
difficulty
Hunter,
curve.
yeah. Well, no, it's still just a lightened slope. It's not a big like jump immediately. It's like a nice smoother curve up to the higher difficulty. So, like, if it's your first Monster Hunter, definitely like pick it up because it's gonna be a good one to jump into.
Yeah, it looks massive. It is called
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World, so
Yeah.
it should be massive, but, you know,
Things.
things. Another
Monsters.
thing, was there any, like, classes, like, I'm not sure if there were, I didn't really look too deep into it, because I figured you kind of had this covered, Mark, but, yeah, like,
There
any
new
new
stuff?
classes or anything, like, super interesting out of
Like,
that?
Not really. They just made
Same
They don't
stuff.
have classes in Monster Hunter. They just have weapons.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
like
you're the
plays
like
differently.
dual wield, two-handed. There's bow, and so is there a spear?
Their lances, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you change weapons? Like,
Yeah.
Yep. Anytime you want.
Anytime you
I was
want,
gonna say I
like
thought that was the whole
just
gimmick.
walk
Of
up to your
it.
item box, just
Yeah.
drop your old weapon, pick up your new one.
So is there
I
like
think they actually let you do that at the base camp on the mission map too,
God, it's so
which is
easy. You don't have to run
so
all the way to
nice.
your fucking house and then
Yeah.
fucking go back out to the mission area. It's so annoying.
is there like set levels for each weapon, or is it like, you know what I mean, right? Like I've
Yeah.
seen
So
other games.
so like how
where-
all the weapons work in Monster Hunter. Basically there's like the base weapon, and then like as you farm monster parts from the monsters you're hunting,
You'll
you
you'll
get
craft it and
upgrades.
upgrade it.
So like there's
Oh,
a
it's
whole
like
like
Dark
entire like
Souls.
there's like a whole like entire upgrade tree. I don't know how Dark Souls weapons work, to be honest.
Oh.
But like, there's an upgrade tree, so like you can go up this one path. It's just like the same monster parts, or you
Oh.
can find a different monster to add other parts to it, and it goes up a different tree, and that other tree will have like different attributes, maybe a different status effect on it. Like it's one of the deepest like weapon systems I've seen for upgrading, at least. Well, deep as in like the amount of options you have,
Yeah.
and because of all that, you can also have it so that like if you're helping a friend, but you don't want to like outright just like face roll the monster, like they're lower level, they're lower gear than you. You can always just craft the lower gears, wear that, and be basically at their level, just a different skill.
Ah.
That's interesting.
Or you can run out naked and just die in one hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so not quite like Dark Souls, but similar.
No, all the stats you get is from the equipment you wear, right?
Yeah,
There's no.
Oh,
you-
never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
No,
there's no
never
you
mind,
as a
I see.
person that have
Yeah.
stats.
I
Everything-
thought it was just like a huge force multiplier. I didn't realize that you as a person have nothing. Never mind.
well, I mean, it is a technically a huge force multiplier on it. Like the weapon has like a damage value.
No, but like you, if I put in like 100 hours and then I
Oh.
kick my gear, it's as if I had played no hours, right?
Yeah.
Character wise, okay, yeah, so never
Yeah.
mind. Because you put like 100 hours into Dark Souls, you're gonna be like, I will punch you harder than most people at like level 1 with like a sword will be
Yeah.
able to fight.
So like if you put in 100 hours, you take off all your gear, equip like the basic starting sword that you start with, you're basically at the same level as everyone else.
Okay.
It's just your player skill level is different.
The only thing I really know about Monster Hunter is what I learned from watching the Gintama arc about Monster Hunter.
I didn't know they had one of those.
They've had an arc about anything.
Uh,
All I know is you group together. There's a lot of
Yep.
people who catfish, and you kill monsters to get parts, which may or may not be made of their penises.
and then you cook the meat.
Well done.
Yes.
Yep.
Which may or may not be made of their penises.
All right.
And you can very much relate the combat to like Dark Souls because it's just a giant
Yeah,
monster
it's-
that
yeah, it's
has
dodging.
telegraph attacks and you're
Yeah.
dodging
Yeah.
and striking when it's right.
Like I noticed that, and I really surprising to everyone, including myself. I really love Dark Souls. So when I saw some more gameplay of that, I did see some trailers of it, but it looked fun. It looks good. I like the thought of it. I just never got into it.
So
Well, you can have a lot of friends picking up on PC, so now might be the
Yeah.
time to start.
Maybe.
with the game, like, how long has it been in the air? Like, I feel like I didn't know much about it at all, but I feel like it's been around for
Think
World
you mean
yeah.
or the series as a whole?
No, the series has been around for a long time, but I mean like the game
World? It's
itself.
been like 5 years, I think, right? Since
No.
since four Ultimate, right?
Oh, no, they had Generations out since then.
Oh, so it might be.
But like,
It's
if
less
you're
than
talking
five.
about like the announcement of World, it was announced at E3 last year.
and it's already coming out in January.
No, E3 this year. Yeah, and it's coming out in January. So, it's a pretty quick turnaround from its announcement to release.
Yeah, if only like Kingdom Hearts would do that.
Oh, nice segue.
So,
This guy.
was there any Kingdom Hearts news?
Not that I've seen.
Negative.
All I've seen is people making posts of they should just rename the entire series to Get the Fuck Out of Agrabah.
Well, so the thing about Tokyo Game Show is you would think that's where an announcement like that would flourish if it's not going to be E3. For like a Square Enix perspective,
Hmm.
you know,
I think
since they're a
they'd want to
Japanese
save it for
company.
E3 though,
Yeah,
because they know that's where they'll have the biggest audience. Like
but
even though it's like Japan based.
I think
Hmm.
Tokyo Game Show in general is just not as popular as it once was.
Yeah.
So
That seems like a fair assessment from what I've
that, and
seen.
it doesn't seem like it's getting enough support that it used to. So like when I look at it, I'm just like, oh, cool. Like I'll always look at the highlights because it's not something I really go out of my way for. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. And now I'm seeing a lot more like people that I've known from streaming and YouTube and all these other things coming into Tokyo Game Show to promote it, like Lily Pichu and
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's. It just seems like that's kind of what they need to do right now because they just don't have enough attention on it.
Like from the news I've seen of Tokyo Game Show, it's become smaller. Like how like the first year I attended PAX East, it was like mostly just like indie games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what a Tokyo Game Show starting to downgrade into. Like it's mostly just like Japanese domestic games that are only coming out in Japan, like those like VNs and all that.
It's
That
unfortunate.
probably won't see a global release.
I don't know. I felt like you would have the like with gaming being as big as what it is in Japan. I feel like it would have a lot more attention.
Yeah.
Than at least a PAX West. I won't say
Yeah.
E3, but at least PAX West.
I don't know. All the PAXs are really big.
They're starting to get big. They're starting to get really, really big. Like
Actually,
PAX
no,
East
no.
next year is 4 days now.
That's badass. First off, second, I take it back actually because PAX is actually it's gaming as a whole. There's a lot of board and traditional gaming.
Yeah.
A lot of card games, a lot of indie like traditional gaming like that. So I take that back. It makes more sense that Tokyo Game Show would obviously have more video games because Tokyo Game Show doesn't do like indie shit like that. Whereas here, you'll go to PAX, you'll see a bunch of Kickstarter things.
Yeah.
Like fucking all over the place. You'll find 40K stuff and shit like that. And now I want to go and spend like another $500 on 40K stuff. So I'm gonna drink. But I mean,
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry
sorry,
to like divert
that's my-
so much into like what Tokyo Game Show is as a structure, but I just kind of thought about it as I was watching everything. I was like, oh yeah, it just doesn't seem as big as it used to be.
I kind of wish
remember-
it still was though, because like Gamescom in Germany is still pretty big.
Yeah,
Like there's still a lot of news coming out of
Gamescom.
Gamescom,
Mm-hmm.
but Tokyo Game Show hasn't had as much news lately.
Yeah.
Like-
And then that makes me like unsure of what they did announce, like with Square Enix, their new game Left Alive, which is probably the only game that really caught me off guard on Tokyo Game Show and actually has my attention. But it has my attention because I haven't seen anything. Like I only seen a hallway, post-apocalyptic shit going on. I see like some planes, possibly some mechs attached to them, and that's it. But
And then the names of all the
exactly,
big names that
I
are
was gonna
working on
say,
it.
and
Like-
the names attached to it. So, and you have Toshifumi Nabeshima, who worked on like
Armored Core.
and
Oh, really?
Hounds, yeah.
I love me some Armored Core.
They also have Yoji Shinkawa, the
Shinkawa, yep.
character designer of Metal Gear.
And one of Loha's favorite series. I think you like the series Zone of the Enders.
I have played the first one, yeah.
Yep, see? One of his favorite
It's-
series.
Pretty.
It made him the man he is today.
If it wasn't for Zone of the Enders, Loha wouldn't be with us today.
Dude, I wouldn't love mechs the way I do.
It all makes sense. So
Man,
yeah,
Y'all
another.
making me want to go watch Gundam.
The producer is Shinji Hashimoto, and Hashimoto has worked with Square Enix on Final Fantasy VII Advent Children and Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. So I'm not really sure what he's gonna do, but they got a lot of interesting names attached to it. But then whenever you hear anybody with any attachment to Final Fantasy, you kind of have this like, well, is it gonna come out?
Yeah.
Or like Kingdom Hearts or something, especially when it's the producer of something, because the
I mean,
producer's job is to put something out or like
yeah,
make it go smoothly.
they did say 2018, so hoping for the best, but they just left a year, so
Well, it's gonna
take
be
it
out in
with how
2018. Who knows when? It's 2018. That's it. It's better than what we've gotten from Kingdom Hearts.
yeah.
For Kingdom Hearts, it's like it might come out, or it's in development, or I don't know. They just changed game engines. Like what the fuck? Ugh, triggered. Holy shit.
I love how I thought to myself at least 10 years ago, because it was when I played the card game on like Game Boy Advance. How I beat the first Kingdom Hearts. 1.5 came out and then 2 was coming around. I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I'll take a break and I'll beat the card game first before I continue on, so I can like kind of understand the story as a whole. That was like 10 fucking years ago, and it's like, oh well, there's still nowhere further in the fucking plot.
And then you know what else they're doing? They're re-releasing the games again on PS4.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah!
You know, you totally want this, not the third one,
Hell yeah!
So that's
which
another
is
thing
It's
about
the
This is
Steam it's the
like the
Steam style
30th one.
counting. Steam style counting.
that's another thing about Tokyo Game Show. I feel like I saw nothing but remakes or re-releases. What the fuck? So much of it. It's kind of insane. A little too much if you ask me. Like, it's kind of the same issue with like Hollywood movies. Like, where's the original concepts and ideas? Just
I mean, there are
kinda-
some original concepts, but most of them are like Japan-only games. Like there's a rhythm game that's coming out. How they marketed it on the show floor was a guy in a giant cat suit playing the drums. And there's
So
no cats in the game at all. It's like
I
about
was
a
gonna
group of
say,
high school girls playing metal music.
isn't that just normal Japanese advertising?
Basically,
Are you kidding me?
There was the one
No,
the
kidding,
one
I'm not.
Christian sent me about it's like it's high school simulator, but you're a magical girl.
Oh my god.
It's supposed to be like a real. It's like, oh yeah, this is a real life simulator. It deals with like normal things like depression and like anxiety, like social anxiety and like interactions with people. And the mechanism they do this is she's a magical girl too. But then like that sounds retarded. But then they explain she shifts between like a parallel universe of emotions. So it's like, oh, I'm swimming with this guy, with this chick who's like a real bitch to me. And then I find out by shifting into the world, the hollow or whatever the fuck they call it. It's like, oh, never mind. She's actually just a really competitive person, and she loves competing against people who are like equal to her. She thinks that's the greatest joy in the world. So even though she comes across as a real right proper cunt, she's actually a really like, I love you. You raced with me. You're like the best person in the world because we just competed. I'm so happy right now. So
Why did you go
it's a really
British?
interesting game, dude. All
I
right,
just
so
say you're a right proper cunt.
sidebar. I've been practicing my Australian accent for Shadowrun, like every now and then, and people have been like asking me, it's like, did you just shift into an accent? I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, no, not at all. Like I did that when I was training a customer too. I was like, oh fuck.
All right.
Anyway, so this game, it's actually really interesting, but I think it's Japan only.
That's Okay, see, that's the thing. I think TGS has turned into. It's just, it's just,
Is
it's
someone
just.
walking their dog outside?
No, that was
They're
somebody's
walking
motorcycle.
their motorcycle.
I feel like it's just PAX where it's not a place to make huge like announcements. Like it's called Tokyo Game Show, but it's not like a big like
So it's
it's
more presenting the game to the players.
yeah,
Like,
so
hey,
then
you can
that you
play
can
it,
experience,
try it out.
which is weird because it is structured like Gamescom where it's like they have 2 days for the press and then 2 days for the public
Hmm.
to come in and play stuff, and it's really weird to me. But then like so I was on the just on the website and I'm looking at the floor plan and all that. So
For
they have like
Gamescom or
for TGS,
okay.
and it's like they have a lot of different areas. Like the general exhibition area, they have a smartphone area because obviously everybody plays games on their smartphone.
Smartphones in Japan is like
Is
huge.
crazy.
Yeah, mobile games, yes.
I remember when flip phones were cool, you know?
And they had VR. They do a lot of VR.
Speaking of
And
VR, we'll get
then
to
they
that
have
later. I
a
think.
romance simulation game area.
Oh, I read about this. I read about this.
And I'm just like, okay. And I was like, and I'm just like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, this is totally Japan. This is totally Japan. And then I keep scrolling down. It's like game school area, and I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And it says professional schools, universities, distance learning services will gather here for future creators. So it's literally like, hey, we make this kind of shit at our school. Come fucking go to our school, I guess. Uh, and then they
Hmm.
have an indie game area, and then they have merchandise and business solution, which I'm pretty sure is just you go and you
I
mingle
think
with
it's
other business
marketing.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Networking.
Networking,
then
yeah.
there's okay, so I'm pretty sure this is what it is. It's Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin news stars area. The concept is to
What?
introduce local new stellar companies such as promising game venture companies and tool development companies to the game industry in Japan and the rest of the world. So it's like I guess it's kind of like a platform for upcoming companies to come to their show and be like, "Hey, we're doing this kind of stuff at our company," and that's where they just
Hmm.
showcase their shit or some shit. Yeah, and it's like what's it's a lot of networking as far as I can see because there is like so much just business stuff going on, but then there's like stuff that only Japan people will come there for.
Yeah.
And otherwise, like there's as far as I know, there's no like live stream of TGS, is there?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't think
So
so.
so all we ever see is
The press
whatever
releases.
whatever the
Uh,
press releases after the
There are
two
some
days.
streams, but it's like either no like translations or anything, and or like only like streamed on Nico Nico.
Yeah.
So it's Japan only audience.
So I'd like to point out something on that note too, like of the
Oh man,
randomness of this.
here we go.
I thought this was a joke. I genuinely did, and then I'm looking through it now. I'm like, oh no, this is a real thing.
No, I'm serious. Yeah.
Counter Strike. Oh no. Yeah, beyond that, I'm looking at something. Counter Strike Online 2.
Oh,
It's
what?
a Nexon. I like
What?
people like, oh yeah, Anime Counter Strike by Nexon. I'm like, oh well, okay, what's it called? It's actually fucking Counter Strike with anime characters. Not anime characters, but like anime style drawing characters.
So it's gamers. No, it's PUBG, right?
Yeah,
Same
like
thing.
I
What the fuck are
Like,
you saying?
I'm having a mini stroke looking at this because I love me some Counter Strike. I really and truly do. Yeah, like that shit was like the bomb when I was 10. Like that was
The
the
bomb diggity.
first real game. Like 1-6. Like that was the game. My uncle showed me in the Philippines, and I was like, "This is an amazing game. I want to play this forever." And that's how I got into first-person shooters and like real video games, not like ping pong or
Real.
Minesweeper, like real fucking games.
Where I can shoot people's heads off.
Yeah.
Real.
And now, like to see this, it like I'm looking through the screenshots and assessments, like the hats and shit. There's like a fucking chibi doll on the guy's back.
Oh.
Like it fucking enrages me because the rest of the game looks exactly the same.
But there's anime cosmetics.
Yeah. All right. This right here is what gets me.
Like, still
Hey,
having
so-
a stroke.
I just posted the
Okay.
picture,
What
and
the
I'm posting
fuck?
it in the chat in case anyone wants to look at it. That confused the shit out of me because I'm like, anime Counter Strike. Okay, what's it called? Oh, Counter Strike Online 2. Well, fuck. Really, dude?
Yeah.
I hope to
All right.
God someone gets fired at Valve for this. Partially so that I could try to get that job.
Wait, why online?
Because it's a Nexon game and all Nexon games are online.
Online?
Yeah.
Online.
So
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere,
we
some inside
mentioned
joke from
VR
anime.
earlier.
Ooh.
There was an
And
announcement.
Zone of the
Oh.
Enders,
Yes,
the
it's a VR game.
remake is VR.
Yep. It looks pretty fucking sick, to be honest.
At first, I was like, "Oh, VR," but then I was like, "Oh,
Dude, you're
VR."
in the fucking mech, like dashing around, fucking shooting people and shit. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I saw
That's
that.
some
and I was
Ready
like,
Player
"Holy
One
crap."
shit right there.
Well, it makes a lot of sense for that kind of like. I didn't think about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, mechs are like perfect for VR, like 100%."
Yeah.
Because you
Mhm.
don't have to do a lot with like your legs and stuff like that. Like, you literally just
Yep.
sit down.
You literally have controllers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I didn't think
It's-
about it at all. I was like, "Oh my god, mind blown! Why isn't anyone making these games?" Holy
It's funny
crap.
because there was fuck. Well, where did I go? I went to RTX 2 years ago, and they had like somebody on the floor. I don't even remember what the fucking game is called. There was a game on the floor, and they had pods.
up.
They were like circular pods, and you just jump in, you sit down, then they close the thing for you, and you're just in there. You just fucking driving the mech, and you're fighting like I think 6 other people or something like that, and it's fucking awesome.
They had that in Japanese arcades,
Oh,
but it's like a Gundam themed one,
yes.
and it's
So
cool because you get like a little car that's like your Gundam pilot's license.
Oh, that's
See,
so
you
awesome.
need to have something like that versus aiming so high as to making a sword art kind of.
Yeah.
game.
Which
Like,
they are making a Sword
They
Art
are
Online
making a
VR
Sword Art
now.
Online,
They announced
yeah.
it at TGS.
It's a DLC to fuck your sister.
No, no. But like what it is they put you in the eyes of someone during the whole Minecraft
someone.
die in the game, die in real life with the microwave VR headset thing.
Well, I don't know why you'd ever want to recreate
Exactly.
that,
It's like,
but
yeah, let's fucking kill ourselves trying to play this game, trying to emulate.
And
a
no, it
fantasy
does not come
world.
with a microwave.
well, didn't
does it come with a power drill?
I'm pretty sure we talked about this already, but IBM was supposed to make a game, right?
No, they're making a VR experience.
Fucking IBM's fucking retarded.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right, so is there anything else from Tokyo Game Show that jumped out at you guys before I like move on to that from that?
Didn't jump out to me, but jumped out to the American press that was there. But that whole like romance game section that Lohan mentioned, they literally just ripped out popular characters. They ripped out popular characters from like new VNs coming out.
Yep.
Had someone cosplay as them, and then they would do something like with the guest like there.
they target female users, by the way.
Yeah. Like there would be like a mock wedding with one of the characters. Like they put the veil on the woman too, and all that, and they like pose for a picture.
It's like
And they basically cosplay and act like the character from the VN.
it's like think Maid Cafe, but
So
not just maids.
it's like a host.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
more or
like
less.
fuck. What's that? I know there's probably like a bunch of them. There's like restaurants that you go there just for people to be rude at you or act
The
rude
Tsundere
towards you.
cafes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not just like Sundari cafes, but like diners and shit. They do that shit too.
Oh, where they like just treat you like
Yeah,
shit.
they just come
oh,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, what you want to eat, motherfucker, or some shit
Yeah,
like that. I don't
that's-
know.
Fuck away.
It hurts my soul.
But yeah, they were doing things like that. It's just I find it interesting that it was interesting enough to write a full like fledged article on it, like on a couple like sites. Like I think IGN and The Verge like commented on that. It was like a full length article too, like about like everything they were doing. It was like, why? What? You went to TGS and this is what you come out with?
Yeah, like so when I looked at that, and it's kind of funny how that came up in TGS because the day before I saw that news, on our anime, there was this VR wedding with this guy marrying, probably gonna butcher her name. I think it's Shinobu from Monogatari series, and I was just like, this is like legit. Like they're actually.
Krieger
getting
said
married.
what?
He walks up to the altar. He's waiting there. She walks up. He pats her head when she gets to the altar, and you can hold her hands. It hurts, man, to watch that. It hurts so much, but yeah. You as the man, and there's nothing wrong with this, but the guy throws.
Oh yes, there is.
Throws a bouquet, whatever it's called.
There's all sorts of things wrong with that. This is a joke that Archer made like 6 years ago, and the fact that it has fucking come to fruition is terrifying.
Dude, that's life.
This is the future. This is the future, everybody. Welcome to it.
This is the future we all wanted.
Is it though?
It's a feature he wanted.
I didn't
This
want
is not the future that guy wanted.
it just kind of happens. We have to deal with it. But yeah,
Deal with it or you're close-minded.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, that's how the
Yeah.
world is now.
very true.
Next, I'll be screaming for a wall to keep all the holograms out. Make them pay for it.
All right then. So
Moving on.
we're done with Tokyo Game Show, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
There wasn't much.
Cool. So I wanted to talk about anime news because this week.
Wait, what?
This week was fucking crazy.
That's news to me.
So this week,
It's actually fucking horrible.
Kimono Friends.
Go fucking kill yourself.
Kimono Friends. What is Kimono Friends?
The fucking
Adorable fucking animal girls.
cat
and-
bitches, yeah. That's
No,
all
no,
I know. I know they're cat
I
bitches.
vomited
that's
out
it.
all my salt and anger already, just for Aloha to just pick it right up and move with it. So thank you.
That's all I know. It's like cat bitches. I'm not watching that.
It's like, oh, I think it's the animal girls. Those fucking cat bitches.
So Kimono Friends started out as this show that was like super lighthearted and stuff, and you're just like, oh, what is this? And the anime community just like shitted on it heavily when it first came out. Like
Yep.
the first
I remember that.
episode and so on, up until episode 4, the people that stuck around, they
They're
were
just like,
it's so good.
that's
my
what
God.
happened to them.
Friend-
Like literally.
You gotta watch it. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. So people did. And even though this show didn't even have the budget to animate the wheels on a car in the opening scene of the first episode.
So wait,
somehow-
wait, wait. So did they like take the picture and then just rotate it?
they-
No, it's animating it.
No, so
They just
the
show
wheel
that
wasn't
it's-
animated. It just stayed static.
That's so funny.
So with all that, it still got all this support, like random support, and it's like because this director put a lot of heart and soul into it. Like he really liked this story and wanted to present it the right way. And it even has like a darker tone to it. It's not like the super lighthearted thing.
Yeah, it's not just cat bitches.
Yeah.
But,
So season
know
2
that.
was announced. Everyone was all
The
hyped
word
about it.
cabbages.
Season 2 was announced, and everyone was all hyped about it. But then, earlier this week, we got news that the director, Tatsuki, was taken off of it by Kadokawa.
And replaced Jaden Smith.
So, who's Kadokawa? Like, what do they do?
Oh,
What?
Like, what's their place in all of this?
like, are you talking about like as an organization or?
Yeah, like an organization linked
Wait.
to this series. If you don't know
Isn't
this,
that-
I will say this first. They are the reason why Crunchyroll gets a bunch of anime.
I was gonna say I know that they do like. Man, actually, you know what? As of lately, I don't remember the last time I watched a
They have
Kadokawa,
like a partnership with Crunchyroll, I believe.
but
So
they put out a lot of stuff in like the 2000s and early 10 whatever the fuck we call this decade.
yeah, so they have a ridiculous presence in the anime community because of who they are. I don't really know what their actual job is and all of this. Like, I'm pretty sure they're like, I would say producers, maybe. Could be wrong, but so when they dropped the director, it was everyone was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And he went to Twitter and he was just like, "Yeah, I got let go. I'm unhappy." Like, just straight up, like, he's upset, and he didn't tell us why. But when all this happened, everyone waited for Katakawa's response to like an official statement, and the official statement pretty much was them saying that Tatsuki, when he made an extra episode of the series, 12.1, for the fans on his own, like he made this for them, and he didn't tell anyone about it, like the anime like committee or anything. Like he didn't tell anyone. Because of that, they got upset and they fired him. So after that announcement,
Jesus Christ,
the
dude.
entire staff of Kimono Friends left. They resigned.
Damn. What kind of shit is that?
And
You should have seen Twitter. Like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
all the Japanese comments on Twitter. There was a lot of comments on of people saying, shoot, what was it? What were they saying? Tell Kim to aim at Katakawa HQ.
Wow.
Wow.
no,
Yeah.
it's that
Like
That's
bad.
pretty fucking savage.
we can make that sort of a joke.
Jesus Christ.
That's
But
legitimate as fuck right there.
Yeah.
Japanese fans are making this joke.
That's not a real. That's like it's a little on the nose for them because that's one of those. Yeah, we had a missile fly over like last week. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm like, all right, do I got travelers insurance? All right, cool, I can back this out. So if things happen, I'm not out all that money.
Katakawa, their stock went down 6% since this happened.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Wow,
So they're taking a big hit, and
that's not fun.
you know, a lot of the rumors were that he was going for.
Kenny?
Yeah.
Pause. Can you turn up your mic for stream?
No,
No?
I apologize.
You good?
So, like I was saying, you son of a bitch.
Sorry.
I forgot where it was. Yeah, so the rumor was that Katakawa wanted a lighthearted season 2. So that they could sell more merch. He wanted to go the darker end because that's where the first season ended. Wasn't supposed to be on a light.
Why would you change it?
Spoiler alerts allowed. I don't watch it. That's something I planned on watching.
None of us, I don't think, watch it or planning to.
I was gonna say, how dark is dark? Are we talking like Made in Abyss style dark, or / Madoka Magica dark,
or Love Live dark?
All right, let me hit you with that wiki search.
Love Live Dark? What? Love Live was not dark. You mean School Live?
School Live. That's why I said
School Live.
Why are you
Okay.
correcting
I was
me,
like,
dude?
what the fuck? An
School
idol
Live.
show? That was not dark.
I'm like, I thought that was the happy show. I don't know.
I
don't know.
watched the wrong Love
I don't
Live.
know emotions. So if you guys say, "Oh, that's dark," I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's dark." Oh, that was happy. Oh yeah, that was happy.
No.
I don't fucking know.
This is dark.
Okay, thank you, Kenny.
Holy shit, dude.
Thank you, Kenny, my fellow human being. I will
Yes.
record that.
So
While,
this
while our
was
fact checker does that. Oh, never
this
mind,
was
go on.
such a big thing in the community, and like Mark said, you know, like you got death threats and shit going at
What
these
the
guys. It's so bad.
Okay,
It gets-
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the final episode.
Spoiler
Spoil it.
alerts.
Yeah, real quick. It's shocked to learn that Kaban had been eaten by the cerulean while saving her. Serval goes with Brown Bear to attempt to save her. Meanwhile, Lucky Beast, breaking his rule of not speaking directly to friends due to a human being in danger, sends a transmission to all other friends who join Serval in confronting the cerulean and rescuing Kaban. He just got eaten. Wait a minute. Hold on. Despite being eaten, which would normally turn a friend back into an original. What the fuck is going on?
What
Watch
the
this now.
fuck are any of these
Okay.
words?
You don't even watch this now.
However, Lucky Beast sacrifices himself to bring the cerulean out on the boat, sinking into the ocean, although Kaban manages to find the lens with an AI still. And there's AI! 1 month later, as a big party is held at the amusement park, Raccoon explains how.
Where the fuck does this amusement park come into play?
I don't know! The title of the episode is called Amusement Park. I'm so fucking confused.
Get me out of here!
After receiving one more message from Mareka, Ban sets sail in search of other humans, with Serval deciding to follow after. What the fuck
What
is
So,
fuck
Kimono
is this
Friends
show?
ended on a really crazy note. And to
How
any
is it
viewers that
dark?
just jumped in, you know,
How is
we
that
kind of just spoiled the
dark?
end of it,
People
so just don't mind us. Let's jump right into the next one because we don't want to, spoil it for everyone. But another big news point that came up today is the fact that J.J. Abrams and Paramount have now acquired the rights to Kimi no Nawa or Your Name.
Woo?
Thoughts?
So
Shouldn't
you know
happen.
that time when completely unnecessary shit happened? Oh, you mean right now? Yeah. 0% of that needed to be done.
Now, with a
This shit
live,
came out like what, 8 months ago?
when a
That's
live,
not it. It's popular worldwide, so it doesn't even need an adaptation or remake or anything.
that's a very good point. It's already established. Like it's done its job around the world, not just in Japan. And it's made so much money that maybe that's the reason they're doing it, but it's a little frustrating. But one thing that really gets me annoyed and grinds my gears is the fact that you have something that could potentially be an easy adaptation. Like it's not like crazy effects. There's not like a bunch of action scenes. There's not a bunch of, anime hair that makes absolutely no sense. It's pretty straightforward, but they're gonna fuck it up.
Yep.
Like they're gonna fuck it up, and it's like,
Hollywood.
even
Hashtag.
Makoto Shinkai actually has some of those lens flares in there. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
it makes sense that J.J. Abrams will pick it up. Just thought it was a fun point.
Lens flare.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of okay with the idea of it because I'd really love it if somebody actually did a live action adaptation justice. I'd love the crap out of it.
You have to see so. You have to see it be done like. I don't want to say like 100%, but like like an A, like a 93.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean,
But
sometimes they get it right. I think I heard like Edge of Tomorrow was good.
Edge of Tomorrow is weird though. Like maybe it's because it's an action film. Like
I haven't
about
seen
to
it, so I
say-
can't judge.
yeah,
But I heard it was pretty good. Like not like complete shit.
and that's Tom Cruise, so you don't really expect
Yeah.
that movie to be good. Damn.
What?
Shots fired.
You know what's bad? With all the rebranding around that, I actually forgot what that movie was called, really. What it was really called.
Is it all?
Live, die, repeat.
All you need is
Live,
skill.
Die,
All you
Repeat.
need
Yeah,
is
live,
skill.
live, Die, Repeat is what the...
Is what its
Well, it had
tagline
those two
was.
names.
Yeah, but that's what they want to rebrand
Yeah,
it
and then they
as.
Yeah.
swapped it out.
And that's
They're
why
like,
I'm
"Ah."
like, oh, okay. I forget what that fucking movie's called. But it wasn't bad. I liked it.
I don't know.
The blonde chick was like Emily Blunt. Is that her name?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I
Yes.
don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
remember.
Yeah,
that
she's
girl.
actually-
That girl frustrates me because I can't tell if she's hot or not.
Oh, she is. When she's
You
talking,
sound like Nick.
Yeah. When she's talking, yes.
Oh.
It's
So
the
you're
accent.
just gonna tell her to shut the hell up?
No,
I get
wait,
it.
yeah.
You're saying that
With
when
the
she's,
accent.
she's hot because
With
of
the accent,
But what if she had
yes.
no accent? What if she was?
Then no, she'd be okay, but she wouldn't be hot.
Right. So.
Yeah, but you could get any girl to have an accent. That'd be hot to you, right?
What is
You'd be
going on?
surprised. When women try too hard, it's a turnoff. It's like, oh, I understand that that's your intent, but you really kind of dropped it, and it really
How
killed
Hey
me.
Nick, let me
Yeah.
ask you something. Since you've been practicing your accents, have you used it to try to pick up a girl yet?
Boy.
Yet, no. Have I done it in the past? Yes.
Did you use like your Asian accent?
No.
No. Oh wait.
This is when I was actually really on point with the Irish one.
Oh okay.
Don't you just really
It
drink
worked
for
well.
that?
I would
Huh?
I would
Don't
believe
you
it
just get
too.
really
Like,
drunk for an Irish accent?
It helps.
That's all you have to do.
Also, Australian is actually really easy because Australian you just don't say anything with more than 3 syllables.
if
You
you
just
had
keep everything to 2
if
syllables.
you had orange hair, I would totally believe you were Irish.
Oh yeah, I can fake it super well. Because, yeah.
Well then. So another big thing that came up was a certain studio no longer animating a certain sequel to a really popular anime.
One Punch!
It's very unfortunate, but Madhouse is no longer attached to develop it, and instead
Such a
it's going to be JC
sad-
Staff. And JC Staff is known for like Food Wars and a few other different series. But it's not just the fact that we're losing that studio, but we're also losing the director, Natsumi Shingo, who is dope as fuck. If it wasn't for him, I don't think One Punch Man season 1 would be as good as it was. Like 100%.
So real quick, what's Madhouse working on now? Because like they've said time and time again that they're too busy for One Punch Man sequel.
I don't understand. They don't do. You know
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
When was
Yeah. Yeah.
when was the last time you saw Madhouse do a sequel besides Hunter x Hunter? When have you seen them ever do a sequel?
They have done sequels.
They have.
Yeah, for Hunter x Hunter, but that's like it.
But you also
Like, I
gotta
can't
remember
remember
too, they're like mainly there to. Okay, sorry.
All right,
So One Punch Man, apparently was a lot of it. It was outsourced, so they got a lot of people who were not Madhouse to do One Punch Man, and I think they are going through a lot of like structural issues, and I think that's like a major part of it because Madhouse itself has done a lot of great things, and like you said, you know, it's not putting out enough sequels, unfortunately, or any, but for what they've done so far, you can't really be mad at them. Like, you know, they've done High School of the Dead and holy crap, a lot of shit. I didn't realize how much they did until I looked at this list.
Oh yeah,
J-
they've done a lot.
That's
I
what I
love
said. I said JC's not a bad like company. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they shifted like so randomly.
Hey Nick,
up?
Madhouse is doing a sequel to Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's
Woo!
one thing they are
Oh,
doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that was getting a sequel, but I didn't know they were doing it.
And also,
See, that was an interesting show because I only watched bits and pieces of it, but the ending was actually really wholesome and nice and happy. I think.
What do you think?
I
That's what you
haven't
call
seen it in
it.
a while either, so I don't remember.
they do have another sequel that you didn't think about.
Yeah, no.
No
That's
Game,
true.
No Life, 0.
Got him.
That's not a sequel.
It's a prequel.
There
I
you
want
go.
them to have. I want there to be more because I love No Game No Life.
Like, I didn't realize how many movies Madhouse has done too. Like, they
Oh,
have
yeah.
a bunch.
They've done a shit
bunch
ton
of
of-
very good ones too, like Paprika,
What are the other ones?
Red
There's
Line.
a couple I really like.
Redline, Wolf Children, Summer Wars.
Hell yeah. The girl who
Yeah.
leapt through time.
Yep, that one too.
That one.
They made Trigun.
Triguns. Yeah,
Holy
Triguns on
crap.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural, the animation.
Yep, they did.
Yes.
Definitely.
That was pretty darn good.
And Parasite, one of the shows that I still think is one of the best of the time it was released, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good show. I miss it. I feel like that show would benefit greatly from like not like a sequel, but like maybe like a different perspective or something. That'd be cool.
Wait, which one? I'm sorry.
Parasite.
Oh yeah.
I think Parasite was super good.
Or actually, what would be really nice that I'd like to see, because they said that it happened all over the world, is just like another section of it. Like that'd be interesting to see, like another
That's
just completely
very
different
true.
story.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like the universe. Like that's a really good way to have an AU equivalent, where it's like Europe, where it's like, oh yeah, we know how parasites work, but they can happen to different people, and then they'll encounter different groups of parasites. And one of the coolest things about that was the fact that you had like really interesting characters, like the main orchestrator that wasn't even a freaky thingy, wasn't a parasite.
Wait, also there was unexplained things, like that one dude that just like kind of killed everyone in that house. Remember that? He had like this
You
bland
mean-
face, and he
Oh, the
just
guy
that-
that was like four. The guy that was four of them.
no. There is like I will have to show you guys after this, but there's this one
Is
guy
that the
that,
muscular guy who just murdered everyone?
Like, he just murdered every single person.
Yeah, no, he was the guy with like four of them in him.
No.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
No,
no.
it's a different
You're
guy.
there's
Where he's
the
like, I
guy.
wanted that we had to test how we would do fighting people with weapons. So he like murdered a bunch of yakuza, right? Where they're in there and they like draw the swords and they're trying to fucking stab with a katana, and he's like, ah, bite and then stab.
They didn't. That
Holy
wasn't clear to
shit!
me.
Help me.
I think that's the scene you're talking about where he like goes like the very intro is this guy's like talking shit to him. He like grabs him by the face and just slams him the back of his head into a wall.
Well, I
And then
believe
he
you,
walks
and I know that Loha will do his best to.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
check
What the
shit
fuck
out
is
of
it called on my anime list?
Parasite?
It is
Oh,
called
Kiseiju.
Seiju.
Kiseiju.
I see. I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they did Death Parade too. Death Parade was actually
Death
really
Parade was great.
interesting,
I like
too.
that.
Death
was great.
Parade. Oh, did you ever hear about the rumor that Death
Overlord.
Parade and Death Note are related?
That would be
No.
interesting.
There's a part
No.
where there's a guy that looks just like Light.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember seeing that.
So yeah, that's something to revisit if you have the time to do so. I think that show itself was really good. It was a very good series to present to like your friends and stuff. It was a great gateway show, in my opinion. So another thing in the news that came up, it's nothing really too big, but the fact that I'm trying to think if I'm going to pronounce his name right. I feel like I'm not going to. Is it Shinichiro Watanabe?
You got
I
it.
think that's what it is. Yep. He's who's the creator of Cowboy Bebop. He worked on a short for Blade Runner, and it is now out on Crunchyroll.
On
It's 15
Crunchyroll, yep.
minutes.
Is that good?
I haven't watched it yet, and I haven't watched Blade Runner yet, so I want to watch Blade Runner first and then watch it.
Wait, Blade Runner, the movie that came out 30 years ago?
Yep, I haven't watched it yet.
Yep.
Okay. No, I mean I haven't either. I've seen
Oh,
bits.
I thought you were trying to give me a slap in the face. I was like,
No.
Touche.
I wanted to
I
make
haven't seen it
sure that the new one didn't come out yet.
no, it didn't come out yet.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the original either.
So, yeah, with that, him doing that short, it's definitely not something that he was paid this ridiculous amount of money to do, even though he probably was. It was more of a passion project because apparently watching Blade Runner is what kind of motivated to do everything he's done. And you can kind of see it throughout his works, like Cowboy Bebop. So, thought I'd throw that out there. If you haven't watched it yet and you have Crunchyroll, totally go check it out. It is, as I said before, 15 minutes is a short, but we have 2 articles that can explain to you how great shorts can be on blackneotakugamers.com. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Yeah, I was supposed to say shameless self-advert.
Oh yeah. So yeah, is there anything else that came up that I'm missing? I'm trying to think. Oh, this is actually for the people that are, I guess, going to watch it or have watched it already. But Kakegurui was an anime-only ending, if you didn't know that. And if you are caught up with the show and you finished it, and you probably just didn't realize it, but that last episode is not canon, but the end of it still leaves, some kind of continuation to a season 2, if they go that way. I think in this case, the way that the manga, the placement of where the manga was, it could have ended at episode 11 instead of 12, but they wanted to get the 12 out anyways, so they had this other game that they made for episode 12, and then wrapped it with a part from the manga at the end. So it still continues, it's just that part is extra, I guess. So, as much as a little underwhelming, I still think Kakegurui is one of the best shows of this season. But, it's kind of hard when you have it being in the same season as things like My Hero Academia and Recreators and all the good stuff. But just letting anyone know who hasn't watched the series yet. Because it's not going to be on Netflix until 2018.
Wow.
Yep, that's why I pirated the shit out of it. Arg, motherfucker.
All right.
If it helps, I torrented it instead of using a streaming site.
Good for you.
I think it helps.
I got nothing to say.
I think it helps.
I don't either.
I didn't give it
you.
to Kiss Anime. We're chilling. Kiss Anime, the people that wanted to make a Patreon to make money on a illegal streaming site.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
No.
It's oh god, it's so contradictory because it's like, hey, we stream the shit for free, but if you want us to keep going, you should definitely pay us.
But the thing is still annoying. I'll leave it alone.
Anyways, I found nothing on the fucking. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about because I'm super confused. So the guy with 5 parasites is Goto, and I don't
Yeah.
like. Did he go on a killing spree?
Yeah, he goes into the Yakuza den. And the whole point is they're like, we had to see how we do against a group of humans who were organized with weapons. Apparently, we don't do perfect because he hit me 3 times. Even though they fired like hundreds of rounds at him and like tried to stab him like 6 times.
Okay, I remember. Do you remember what episode that is? Because I actually remember that scene now.
Just literally look up like I'm looking up right now. It's Parasite. It's literally like this huge scene.
All right. So
Like Parasite Massacre.
for
It's Goto versus Yakuza. Episode 11.
for my last news update, and this is just a quick update for anyone that watches things on Crunchyroll and Funimation before we close out, is Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond, Love Live and Sunshine second season, A Sister's All You Need, King's Game, Kono Hana Kaiten, Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, and Anime Gataris is going to be on Crunchyroll and Funimation. You're welcome.
Woohoo!
Save yourself the time. Fuck off with King's Game.
Save yourself the time. Watch King's Game.
I will kill you.
Not if I play in the King's Game. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and goodbye.
Later.
See you in the next one.
We ain't leaving.
Yeah, what?